And it is a absolutely beautiful morning here in downtown Rochester. It's 7:30 on a Friday morning, and with Oh What a Beautiful Morning playing, that means it's time for the First Federal program, streaming online at WROIFM.com on 92.1 WROI, streaming audio on RTC5, and soon to be on the First Federal Facebook page. And we are joined this morning by the ever so wonderful Dick Belcher.
Oh morning, my gosh, still wonderful.
Still wonderful.
Thank you, Paul. Or no, you're Tom. No, okay.
No,
welcome.
No, thank you.
Paul, you're a lot of people out there know your grandfather and your father.
Yes.
A lot of them had your grandfather for a teacher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, they did. He was a history teacher at Rochester High School for many years.
Yeah. Well, he did a great contribution to the school system. We appreciate that. Well, at First Federal, today is Gene Day. We're raising money for the My Starving Children. So if you make a contribution to that fund, well, you can wear jeans. I didn't make any contribution yet, but I got my jeans on. Remind me that you did.
I'll do that.
Okay. Weather's going to be good over the weekend?
Yeah, we got a little bit chilly tomorrow, but otherwise it's looking nice out.
I was just admiring the courthouse landscape, and it looks like it's about done.
Yeah, it looks like they are about wrapped up. The equipment's no longer sitting on the lawn, which is normally the good indication that they're done over there.
Yeah. How long have they been there? 6 months, man.
Yeah, it sure seems like it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's they won't be able to accuse Fulton County Courthouse like they are the Pulaski County Courthouse, trying to decide whether to tear it down or do what. But our county commissioners have always done a great job over the years maintaining, and you got to maintain any property. It has to be maintained. Well, we're going to talk to some of the officials from the Fulton County United Way, so we have a little trivia this morning. How many agencies does the Fulton County United Way represent? Is it 6, 9, or 11? Okay, sports. Tell us, Tanner, a little bit. Anything happening in the sports field?
There's a lot happening. Not only is local football back, college football back as of last night, the NFL's back. But starting with local high school football, Arches travels to Whitco tonight, so starting conference play there. Tippecanoe Valley travels to Peru. Winnemac travels to North White, and Caston travels to Triton. You can see all those games on RTC if you have their digital cable. All in channel.
I can see them all?
You can see them all, whichever one you want to go to.
Oh, I have to look at them one at a time. I can't see them all on one
Yeah,
screen.
you know, what happened to the split screen?
Yeah.
That used to be a feature on a lot of TVs. It seems like the TVs don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I had split screen, but I never could figure out how to work it.
Split screen and then picture in picture.
Yeah,
Picture in picture too.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. So I don't see that on TV much anymore. But it'll be a good night for all the football games going under the Friday night lights tonight. Local college sports had. I don't even want to mention this, but Purdue lost to Nevada 34-31. They host Vanderbilt tomorrow. Purdue's an 8-point favorite. Vanderbilt's also 0-1. I guarantee you a team wearing black and gold is going to win that game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Since they're both the same colors.
Yeah, so somebody in black and gold's got it.
Yeah. Todd's Indiana Hoosiers started off season 1-0, beating Ball State 34-24. They host Eastern Illinois tomorrow. I don't.
Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois.
Oh my God.
I don't think.
You handle that all right?
Yeah, I think they're the Fighting Leathernecks. I think
that's Western.
Western.
I think Eastern's the Panthers, maybe.
Panthers, okay.
But I don't think Tony Romo or Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be walking through that door for Eastern Illinois. So I think IU's safe tomorrow.
Yeah, good alumni from them.
Yeah, they do. And Sean Payton, the New Orleans Saints coach, went there too. So.
Okay.
And then Notre Dame beat Louisville on Monday, on Labor Day itself, 35-17. They do not play this weekend. Weekend off since they played Monday.
They played one game, and so now they take...
Taking a break.
Okay.
Yep. And last night, like I mentioned, the NFL started. The Chicago Bears hosted the Green Bay Packers. oldest rivalry in the NFL. To kick off the NFL's 100th season. And it kind of looked like it was a game resembling a game from 100 years ago, as the final score was 10-3 and the Packers were victorious. Interesting note there, brand new Packers coach Matt LaFleur became the first Packers coach to win his debut against the Bears since Vince Lombardi. It's been quite a few years.
They lived up to their reputation in the black and blue division.
They did. That is very true. Yeah, I think it's a case both defenses are good, but I just think both offenses kind of had an off night. So, and speaking of the NFL opening weekend, the Colts travel to L.A. on Sunday to play the Chargers. So
at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
You carrying that on the radio?
Oh yeah. Kickoff starts at 3 o'clock, and we'll have the kickoff at 4.
And Jacoby Brissett era begins for the Colts, so that'll be interesting. I got a few tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1916, the first true supermarket, called the Piggly Wiggly, was opened by Clarence Saunders in Memphis, Tennessee. I've heard of the Piggly Wiggly, but...
Mine's always been through Jeff Foxworthy jokes that I've heard of the Piggly Wiggly, but...
Yeah. And on this day in 1969, the popular TV sitcom The Brady Bunch premiered on ABC. I have watched that show before, so
you know.
I do know about that one. And more importantly, today is Bring Your Manners to Work Day. It's also National Read a Book Day, Coffee Ice Cream Day, Fight Procrastination Day, and Lazy Moms Day.
Ah,
okay.
There you go.
Yeah, all those moms
A little
out there
bit
get
of
to take a
everything.
little break.
All right, Tanner, you and Mr. Bear had a little wager.
We did.
Tell the audience and remind them what that was.
A few weeks ago, we were discussing if Andrew Luck was going to play Week 1 or not, and I went on the side that he was not going to play against the Chargers. Tom said he would, so we made a bet. If Andrew played, I owed Tom a coffee. If he didn't, he owed me an iced tea. Well, Andrew, about 2 weeks ago, announced his retirement from the NFL, so...
Well, has he paid your debt? Debt yet?
I have not collected
my
yet,
God.
so...
When he gets back to town,
I'm going to make sure of it.
We'll make sure that happens.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yes.
thank you, Tanner.
Yeah, thank you.
Fulton County Museum is hosting a rock and roll benefit tomorrow for the Fulton County Animal Adoption and Education Center. 50s and 60s music performed by Quentin Flagg. Tickets are $10. Volunteers are needed to help get the Fulton County Historical Society grounds ready for the Trail of Courage on September the 21st and 22nd. RHS cheerleaders will be painting glass windows in the downtown area on Sunday to prepare for homecoming against Tempe Valley on September 20th. Valley going to show up that night?
We always do.
Okay. 28th annual chili cook-off is Saturday, October the 12th. They got a 5K run and also the Red Hot Car Show. I'm sure we'll have some more information on that later on. Well, a milestone. Rocksteady Boxing turned 1 year old this week. Rocksteady Boxing started down at the Wellness Center. Jane Rickus was responsible for getting that going, and with a lot of support there that is for individuals suffering from Parkinson's. It's a great program. If you want more information, just check at the Wellness Center and they can give you more information. Okay, how about some flowers this morning? Charlie Schwank again this year leads her elementary schools, 27 of them, on a walk on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she's done this for years. Also need to get some flowers to Brenda Howard. She's the 4th grade teacher at Akron, and she subs at Valley. She's been doing this for about 50 years. You know her?
Yes, she was my 4th grade teacher.
Okay. That little insert there was from Jenny Moriarty, who's the chief executive of the Fulton County United Way. Welcome, Jenny. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, in the money market, oh my gosh, you can't be in this money market if you've got a bad heart. Yesterday it was up 372. There were days when it was down 600, but yesterday it was up. It closed at 26,728. Now, if you're driving a Ford 150, you may get recalled. They're calling back 500,000. Wow, that's a lot of vehicles.
That is a lot.
They're calling back because there's a potential problem with seats. Newer 150, Super Duty, Explorer, Expedition, and Lincoln Aviator. Just a matter of information, this is the 121st month of the economic expansion. In other words, things have been getting better for 121 months now. That might tell you something. Okay, I see now there are certain chains have asked, even if you got a permit to carry a gun, to not bring the gun into Walmart, Kroger, CVS, or Walgreens. They have all asked that you not do that. Of course, that excludes police and those that are in protection. The jobs report comes out today at 8:30. That's a big deal in the money world, so we'll see how that comes out. The futures on the Dow this morning are up. Okay, at First Federal, come in today. We're open until 5 o'clock, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile apps, which is free to download. Our ATM is open 24/7. Zelle, person-to-person payments, can be made right from your mobile app. Todd, how's that work? Tell us about Zelle.
Well, it's really pretty easy. It's a person-to-person payment instrument where I could text a friend if I owe them money or we want to split a dinner, and in most cases the money will be in their account instantaneously if their bank is a Zelle bank also. And if it's not,
could Tom split an iced tea with?
he could send money to Tanner so he could go out to buy his iced tea.
Okay.
And that may be a way to settle this.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
Text him and say, hey, Tom, actually you can request money from him from Zelle. So request your dollar from him from Zelle.
There we go.
No, make it a $10.
I can say so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that information. We offer many different mortgage products: USDA, FHA, convertible loans, conventional loans, one-step construction loans, premier, first-time home buyer loans, and more. Our loan originators, Ben Dalton, John Schaefer here in Rochester, and Bill Morris in Winnemac, can provide you with more details. We offer simply free checking accounts and simply free business checking accounts. And I underline that. Not many banks offer simply free business accounts, but we do that. And by the way, if your current bank is closing, come to First Federal. I know that First Financial is closing as of September the 27th, and First Federal will welcome you with the red carpet and we invite you to come. We offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lending Breeden for more information. We also offer financial services. Contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell today for more information. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS numbers 39 or 9 or 9 or 27. Okay, we're all legal now. Welcome, Todd Van Sickel, Vice President of Operations and Technology at First Federal, and also Drive Chairman for the Fulton County United Way, and Jenny Moriarty, Executive Director of the Fulton County. Welcome, Jenny. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
We talked about, it seems like you were just here. That was a year ago, huh?
It just time flies by.
Okay, tell us about United Way, the campaign, and what's going on.
Well, we actually have a lot of stuff going on the next 6 weeks, month. Our campaign is kicking off today. We have a lunch in front of our office, a free lunch from 11 to 1 today. We have hot dogs and coney sauce and Lions Club ice cream. So come out, see us, visit. We have giveaways, all of that stuff going on. And then next
And we have great weather this time.
It
So
rained.
come out for the free lunch.
It rained all day last year. It was a little wet. We also have our day of caring is next Friday, so we got everything kind of lined up. So we have a lot of volunteers. We're going to different locations.
Okay, now tell us about how that works.
Well, you can still apply if you want us to come out to your location. We do anything from yard work, painting, small fixes. We don't have a lot of equipment and stuff to do major things, but we do a lot of power washing, pulling weeds, mowing yards, raking. And it's really good. We get the schools involved. Caston school kids come down and help the past few years. On the flip side, if you want to volunteer, you're more than welcome to volunteer. We normally kick off around between 9 and 10 and go out and disperse to different locations.
Okay, now when is that? Next Friday?
That's next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yes,
Okay.
and we all gather to begin with at our office, 722 Main Street, and then we'll kick the day off a little after 9. And then we provide lunch for everyone when we're done.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity to serve our community because there will be various jobs out there that we'll be sending people out to, and we're still looking for volunteers, and we're still looking for people that may have a need. Contact the United Way office.
Yes, and it's good. We get a lot, like I said, the high school kids, junior high kids, they use it for their National Honor Society volunteer hours. So
They
it's
get
really
out of
good.
school for that?
It worked out last year. Rochester was on fall break,
Oh.
so they kind of were able to. Caston does allow their kids to come for a few hours and volunteer, so that's really good.
Okay.
And then obviously our campaign is kicking off. Our goal is 100,000 this year. We have that going, and I kind of let Todd take over talking about that. He's grabbed the bull by the horn and has done so much for us.
Okay.
We are starting our campaign. Actually, we had a pre-fall campaign event earlier this summer, August 10th. We had a 1-mile fun run and walk at Schnabeltier, and that was very successful to get us off on the right foot with about over $1,000 raised from that. And we want to thank Schnabeltier because they were very gracious in hosting the event for us, and hopefully it'll be many years to come, a 1-mile fun run and walk. We had a great turnout. So that was really the start of the campaign. We have the kickoff today, the day of carrying next week. You mentioned the Chamber Red Hot Chili event. We sponsor a 5K during that time. It'll be 9 o'clock that morning, so come out on October 12th, 9 a.m. for the 5K. It's a great flat course. We have a good turnout for that. Stick around for the Chamber Chili event and the car show. We're kicking off the campaign also this week. Our first campaign committee meeting is Monday night. Our objective basically is to reach out to the various local organizations and entities, employers, and talk to each entity about running an employee campaign. It's amazing just how if somebody pledges 1 hour a month of pay, how those numbers add up, or even just $2, $5 a week in pay. Those numbers add up, and that will help us meet our $100,000 goal. And the goal basically is used to fund our local agencies. Various local agencies are including the court-appointed special advocate, CASA. They do great work in the community. Council on Aging. They support Transpo and other services to our more seasoned citizens. We also support the Fulton County Animal Adoption and Education Center, Helping Hands, Manitowoc Training Center, Pack a Backpack. They just recently wrapped up their event with school starting. The number was 600-700 backpacks were distributed. They get funding from United Way to help with that. RSVP, it's a retired program for senior volunteers to help out entities in the organization or in the community. We support Salvation Army, United Ministries, Gradway, and Building Buddies. So we financially support those, but also there's opportunity for our citizens of Fulton County to volunteer. And we encourage people to, if you have a passion about any of these things, to contact the local agency to volunteer for them. But also our emphasis right now is campaign fundraising, and if you work at a place and you want to have an interest in making a payroll deduction, talk to your HR department and have them contact us. We'll work with them to help sponsor a campaign and help them run a campaign. And really, it's pretty painless. We give some information, have them sign up for direct deposit. So we're looking for more entities that run employee campaigns in, and that's what the focus of our campaign committee will be. Our board of directors will be calling on local entities in the next couple of weeks to arrange meetings to set up presentations for employee campaigns. And that's kind of a summary of what our campaign is going to look like this year.
Okay, that's very vigorous. Yeah.
We plan on it because we have a great community here that's very gracious with their time, talent, and treasures. And this is a way. Our mission statement for the United Way basically is to improve the quality of life in Fulton County by helping gather and efficiently distribute resources to the local citizens that may have some needs. And it's kind of a clearinghouse where your donation can go and fund a lot of things.
Well, the Fulton County United Way has been here and existing for many, many years. Before that, it was a community chest. I happened to be involved in that many years ago, and it's a great organization. We're speaking this morning to Todd Sickel, who's the fund drive director for the United Way, and also Jenny Moriarty, executive director of Fulton County United Way. Jenny, elaborate a little bit on how people can give. They need to know you don't have to write a check for the whole thing. You can spread it out.
Yeah, like Todd was saying, through businesses where you work, you can give that way. It's amount you can sign up to take withdrawn from your check. So that's one way through your employee or employer. Sorry. Also, you can give individually. We send out letters to people in the community, especially if you're retired or have your own business and don't run campaigns that way. You can send in a check, drop money off, however you would like. And also, volunteering is a huge way to help us as well. Sometimes we understand people can't give monetary, and even volunteering is a huge help for us. But there's a lot of different ways. Like you said, people doing the run with us at the Schnabel Tier. That was a good way to help volunteer. And we have our 5K coming up, and there's a lot of different ways to be active and involved with us.
Okay, Todd, tell us a little more about the 5K at the chili cook-off.
We run that annually for how many years?
I think this is our 13th
years.
year.
It's a great event. The registration fee, Jenny?
It's 20 up until about a week before. It's 25 just because then I'm scrambling to get everybody entered in the system correctly.
So there'll be chip timing.
Yes, we have chip timing. The course is the same.
Chip timing.
Yes.
This is first class.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay.
We want to give it as an event to the community because a lot of people run 5Ks and they use that to qualify for other events. And so the chip timing is really important to make sure there's accurate timing out there. They get a t-shirt with that if they register by a certain time.
Well, and this year, and Charlene Schwank has been a great advocate for us. She gets so many of her runners out there because you can run or walk. And so this year we also have for the kids little United Way cinch bags for them as well. But she has been an advocate for us every year for that race. She does great helping us with that.
Yeah, she believes in it.
Oh, yes. And those kids all come out and they all love her. She's awesome.
What's an average number, Jenny, of participants? And we're always looking to increase that.
Yeah, we normally average around 100 is kind of where we're at. We also have My Team Triumph. They travel to different races. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they help. They say they always beat their hero by a minute. They help those that maybe can't physically run or walk. They push them and then help them cross the finish line. So they've come. This will be their third year coming out with us. So it's kind of a great way to make awareness of that as well.
So that's October 12th at 9 a.m. That's race start, right, time?
9:30 the race starts.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And registration.
He's always 30 minutes.
I know. I have to tell him 9, so he'll be there by 9:30. Yeah.
That's probably true also. Jenny, something else the United Way funds this year. Why don't you talk a little bit about the school grant program?
Yeah, we have. This is the third year for Rochester and Caston schools in Akron. We've been able to give them $10,000 towards reading intervention within their schools. So it's really nice to be able to write them a check every year to help provide what they need as far as maybe new iPads, apps for it, reading material, education for their teachers. And it's something that we can go after continuously when our campaign raises. We can go after additional funds from our Indiana Association of United Way so we can continue to help those schools with that extra amount, because I know there's always cuts in financing for them or funding with school projects and stuff. So any way we can help, we love to be able to do that. Education is our focus right now, as you can tell by some of our agencies that we support as well. So again, if we get that campaign up, we can actually go after grants from our Indiana United Way Association, and that helps us be able to fund additional things for our schools.
Well, it's good that you brought that up. You're giving them $10,000 over a 3-year period, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you contribute to the Fulton County United Way, you're not only contributing to lots of agencies, of which we'll get that number a little later on, how many that is, but you're also contributing to some of the school systems to help them out.
Yes, I mean, you can't say you don't know somebody at Caston School, at Akron School, Rochester schools, and everybody knows somebody, whether it's your own child, grandchild, so it affects them all in different ways. And with our agencies, the amount we sponsor, somewhere you have fallen under probably needing help or knowing someone that's needed help, and it's great to be able to help support them.
And that's important to note too, is that the local United Way, Fulton County United Way, is ran by local board member volunteers. So local citizens volunteer for the board. All the money raised stays locally in these local agencies. So as Jenny was saying, I always say this when I give some United Way presentations. If not you, a relative, a neighbor, a friend, an acquaintance, you've probably been positively impacted by United Way in some way. Here it is through the school reading program, maybe the Pack a Backpack, Costa, Corner Pointing Special Advocate, does great things in our community. The other agencies, Transpo with Council on Aging, the Animal Adoption Education Center, the Pack a Backpack. I'm giving hints basically to what the answer to the question is. So if you're keeping track, you'll know what the number is.
That's what I had to do because I didn't know that answer, so I've been trying to keep track of it, make sure I don't count too many.
Well, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the work that you do. I know you get a small salary, but you also put in lots and lots of hours. And Todd, I know, you get a small salary at First Federal. But
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for
He
that.
is all volunteer, and he is dedicated. All of our board members are dedicated. I want to thank them as well. They're awesome.
yeah, it's a great organization.
So come out today for the luncheon.
Yes.
Okay,
11:30.
kick off today at
Yes.
noon at
11. It's from 11 to 1 at 722 Main Street.
7:22.
We're right next to Webb's Pharmacy. Everybody knows where Webb's is.
Okay.
And we're promising great weather, it looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A little cloudy, but other than that, it's going to be nice and comfy.
Okay. All right, our trivia this morning was, how many agencies does the Fulton County United Way represent? Is it 6, 9, or 11? And of course, if you guys were counting them up, you came up to 11, right?
That's correct.
Okay, that's a great
We're very proud of that.
great organization. And again, if there's an organization out there that's interested in joining,
Yes.
they can make a petition or make a application later
Yes.
on, right?
Yes, we do that the beginning of the year. They can start filling out beginning of the year, December, January. We fill out the paperwork, and yes, we're open arms for that.
Okay.
I had one last thing, Dick, not related to United Way. I do know the Habitat for Humanity golf outing is this weekend, and they'll accept a couple more teams if anybody's interested.
Okay. All right.
You guys should get us some golf.
You were sharing with me that you and Sharon are going to be playing.
Yeah, we're the comic relief, basically.
Oh,
Hey, that'll draw some more people in there just to see you guys play.
Wear a hard hat.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Jenny, for stopping in. Let's close with these words of wisdom by Johanna Wolfgang von Goethe. He's a German poet. He says, correction does much, but encouragement does more.
Wow, that's very nice.
That's very true.
nice. And thank you guys for stopping by.
Thank
for
you,
the
Paul.
First Federal program.
Thank you.
I think I did pretty well for my first time.
You did.
You guys are all great. I mean, you've been doing this enough years that you trained me.
Well, as quick as we get off the air, we'll give you a grade.
And with that,
Thank you, Paul.
thank you guys very much. This has been the First Federal program on WROI.